And the one excuse me, the one thing we're all waiting for this December, I've actually had to cancel this Rod Stewart concert I was going to. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz too. Pardon me. Uh, you say that there's some opinions that Ruiz might win again, but from what I've seen, unless he's putting on a show, he's enjoying his money too much and not really focusing on the fact.
It's the old Marvin Hagler quote, isn't it, about the silk pajamas? And we saw with Buster Douglas when he shocked the world against Mike Tyson. He gorged on pizza and obviously a lot of other things, and he went in against Evander Holyfield in no shape at all. I mean, Andy Ruiz, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because aesthetically, no one gave him a chance beforehand because they looked at the body and thought that there's no way he could become a heavyweight champion of the world. They forgot something about Andy Ruiz, and it was something that Joseph Parker mentioned to me actually on the day in New York. He said the guy is a really, really good fighter. He's got very quick hands. He's been fighting since he was 5, 6 years old. He's stubborn and resilient, but he's also a handful, and he's going to give AJ a lot of trouble in this fight. And he told me that on the day, and most people were just, completely forgetting him. And it was an enormous, it was a seismic shock. It was one of the biggest upsets ever in boxing history, and no one saw it coming. But you know what? He went in there and did it. And immediate rematches can go the same way. I'm thinking of sort of Collins, Eubank 1 and 2. I'm thinking of Ben Collins. I'm thinking of Hay and Bellew. I'm thinking of David Price going back in against Tony Thompson straight away. Immediate rematches when you don't take time out, sort of reassess, rebuild, maybe get a couple of confidence wins, can go the same way. That's why a lot of people in the trade are telling me that they think Andy Ruiz does it again. You're right. He could just have partied a bit too much. He could take his eye off the ball. He might not. I mean, the counter argument to that is he had 5 weeks' notice last time. This time he's got several weeks. So he could come in even better shape. I think it is all about two things. One is what sort of physical shape Andy Ruiz comes in, because he will come in confident knowing that if he hits Joshua, he can hurt him again. But also you've got to look at AJ's mental state. And if he really believes it was just a blip and, he was slightly complacent. I don't buy the conspiracy theories. He got beaten up on the night, but he was complacent. He was probably looking towards Wilder. He didn't get anything right on the night. He looked first 2 rounds, box on the back foot. If he takes centre ring, he utilises his physical attributes, he can make this fight a lot easier. He can possibly win by stopping Ruiz late, or even winning a sort of boring fight on points. So I think AJ goes into it as the favourite because he could make it simpler. But there's a lot of people picking Andy Ruiz again because he's done it once, and why not do it again? It's in Saudi, it's in the desert, it's a different sort of setup for both of them. It's a fascinating one. Honestly, I can't find many people who are absolutely adamant about the result. It's a real 50-50 in many ways. And as I said, I think Joshua goes in favourite, and we could be saying, on December the 7th or the morning of the 8th, well, we should have known really that, Joshua all along was a blip, and Andy Ruiz was never quite as good. Or we might be saying that maybe, AJ's met his match, met his stylistic problem, and Ruiz does it again. I think it's a fascinating one. It's obviously one that the British public will want Anthony Joshua to win, reclaim his titles and go on to the big fights. But maybe this is his bogeyman. We just don't know, Adam. That's the honest truth, and that's why everyone's going to be watching it.